Welcome back,
Good
brothers,
morning.
sisters. Yeah. Good morning. Lesson 102. Take it away, sis.
Take it away. I share God's will for happiness for me. I'm going to say it again. I share God's will for happiness for me. I'm really feeling that. Breathing that one in. Ego squirming.
Good. Turn off the heat.
Yeah. You do not want to suffer. You may think it buys you something and may still believe a little that it buys you what you want. Yet this belief is surely shaken now, at least enough to let you question it and to suspect it really makes no sense. It is not gone as yet, but lacks the roots that once secured it tightly to the dark and hidden secret places of your mind. So true. Today we try to loose its weakened hold still further and to realize that pain is purposeless, without a cause and with no power to accomplish anything. It cannot purchase anything at all. It offers nothing and does not exist. And everything you think it offers, and everything you think it offers you is lacking in existence like itself. You have been slave to nothing. Whoop, that's a heavy statement.
Self-imposed slavery, yes.
Man. Be you free today to join the happy will of God. For several days, we will continue to devote our periods of practicing to exercises planned to help you reach the happiness God's will has placed in you. God's will has placed happiness in you. Here is your home, and here your safety is. Here is your peace, and here there is no fear. That feels good.
Oh, doesn't it?
That's that felt state of unopposed innocence. That's the holiness, right? That's our holiness. That's the Christ's holiness. So he says, here is your peace, and here there is no fear. Here is salvation. Here is rest at last.
We're going to stop there because it was pinging last lesson and now it's pinging again. It's just, but to take a moment and really allow yourself to feel what that would be like, to have a mind free from any interference, any story, any fear, all guilt, just to be at rest, certain of yourself as God created you, and that the only asking is that you be supremely happy. This makes me want to cry. That's salvation. That's our salvation. That's rest. Yeah, I'm getting it. Thank you.
Sis, thank you. That's true. That's true receiving. You know, Jesus says there that we have to accept the atonement. That means we need to receive it, not just intellectually,
right,
but to really receive it in the heart. And in that receiving is that rest. It's a fearless state.
Yeah, and the mind, the ego that we thought was our mind, to that, it's inconceivable to think that there's a status that we can reach because it has no concept of God's will or a perfect love or a perfect plan of, what salvation means. Salvation means, like the previous lesson, sacrifice and punishment and clawing and crawling your way back to an absent God and begging for leniency. It's like you just drop the entire ego thought system and its thoughts about what our salvation is, and allow yourself to really feel into the truth about salvation. It's like, are we loved that perfectly? Is it true that his will for us is just perfect happiness, that we don't need to do anything or strive?
Well, we don't need to earn his love.
That's it.
And we don't need to qualify for it,
Right. And we don't sacrifice for it.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Take all that out.
Yes.
What are we left with?
Tears.
See?
Yeah. Just to accept that, to accept perfect love. Can you feel what that is? And then will you allow yourself to accept that it's already yours? I'm joining you there.
Let's all join in that.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you. And thank our beautiful family for joining us in this holy instant of receiving God's will for us. Jeez. What else is there to do?
Apparently nothing.
I need do nothing.
I finally get what that means.
Hasn't taken long, has it? I'm just being sorry.
It's true. It's true.
See?
All thoughts about what it meant, but to really feel what it means. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
We're up to paragraph 4 in the FIP version. Begin your practice periods today with this acceptance of God's will for you. I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now. Whoa, that is incredible. I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now. Then seek this function deep within your mind and heart, for it is there, awaiting but your choice. You cannot fail to find it when you learn it is your choice and that you share God's will. Be happy, for your only function here is happiness. You have no need to be less loving to God's Son than he whose love created him as loving as himself. Wow. You have no need to be less loving to God's Son than he whose love created him as loving as himself. Besides these hourly 5-minute rests, pause frequently today to tell yourself that you have now received happiness as your one function. And be sure that you are joining with God's will in doing this. I share God's will for happiness for me. You can feel it go right throughout the world.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. I can too. Really, when I'm not mythical me, my will and God's will are one, and that is complete happiness. And that's a happiness for the entire sonship. It's right. Only true happiness can be shared equally with everyone. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sis. And thank you, everyone, for joining us in this beautiful prayer.
Beautiful. Thank you. See you guys next time.